Hello guys, welcome to Daddy Share Space and welcome to my channel. So today I want to give an update on the Woodpecker's new stainless steel squares. You can go over to their website and confirm what I'm sharing today. Earlier in the week, the price for these new stainless steel squares was $199, but they were released with an introductory sale price of $179. Now personally, I thought that was a little bit high for what I saw. Well, I'm happy to report that today I went back on Woodpecker's site for whatever reason, and I checked out those same squares, and the prices dropped. And I'm just going to go over what the prices are now. Let me just refer to my notes here. So the stainless steel squares now, the original price for the 32-inch stainless steel square was $199. The sale introductory price was $159.99. Today, the price is for the 32-inch stainless steel square, the new one released by Woodpecker. It's not going to come out until like November 29th, I believe. Is $129.99, with the regular price being $179.99. So you can see they dropped the regular price by $20, and they dropped the introductory price, which is good until September 28, 2024, down by $50 from the original sale price, and a total of, what is that, $70 from their original retail price, which is going to be $199.99. So if you're interested in that, you might want to go ahead and put your order in. I did. I went ahead and ordered the 32-inch, and I'll be giving a comparison when it comes in November, December, whenever it gets here. Now, the 24-inch, I didn't look at the price for the 24-inch and the 12-inch, so I don't have the comparison. I can just tell you what it was for the 32-inch because that's what I was interested in. The 24-inch is $109.99. Currently, the regular retail price is going to be $149.99. The 12-inch stainless steel square is going to be $79.99, and the regular price is going to be $129.99. Again, you want to order this before September 28th, 2024 if you want to take advantage of these reduced prices, which I think that the $129.99 is a good and fair price for what I see. I'm not sure if I'll be happy with the device, as I shared before. It doesn't have the lip like the aluminum square T-square that I've already ordered. And actually, it did arrive today. I just have to do the unboxing on that. Probably won't happen today, but we'll get around to that. So anyways, that's all I had to offer on the Woodpecker stainless steel squares. Personally, I still like the look of the benchdogs.co.uk version, and I do hope to order it in the future. I did go on their site and look at it today, and to have it shipped to my address, it is $54 just for shipping for one stainless steel square. That would be the 610 millimeter square, which is equivalent to about, I want to say, close to 24 inches. And so not really ready to pull the trigger on that. I'm going to wait a little bit, but I do plan on picking up the Benchdog squares if things work out going on into the future. By comparison, the Woodpecker square that I ordered, actually the Incra rule and the aluminum T-square were about, I don't know, about under 20 bucks to ship to me. And the stainless steel square that I just ordered is only going to be like $12 or $13 to ship to me. So that's the difference in the shipping cost if I'm ordering from Woodpeckers, which is here in the United States, versus ordering from Benchdogs, which is over in the UK. I have to pay $54 for just one particular item, that being that aluminum T-square. Now, that's not something to make me turn away from the product. It's just right now, as things are a little bit more tight economically, I'm going for the more economic version right now. And since I said I wanted to get the Imperial and the metric versions of these, I'm just picking up the Imperial now while it's a little bit cheaper. Moving on from there, I just wanted to share, so here on Daddy Share Space on my channel, this is the 3-year anniversary. It was actually 2 days ago. And just going into my specs here, currently I have 1,796 subscribers, so I want to thank you to each and every one of you who have decided to subscribe to my channel. Going into my views, I want to look at this from the, let's just take a look here. My lifetime views on this channel are up to 411,687, so almost 500,000 views, which is good. My most highly watched video is the Rail Dogs versus Rail Clips versus Rail Hinge video, and that's standing at 16,300 views. The second one was the DeWalt DW744 RS heavy duty rolling stand. That's a video, that was one of my first few videos where I just assembled the table saw stand. And then the third highest viewed video is the new Festool angle stop. So that's rounding out. The Festool angle stop is about 10,600 views. The DeWalt stand is about 15,900 views. So again, I just want to thank you guys for supporting the channel and giving me an opportunity to do something here on YouTube. Now, as far as total watch hours, it looks like lifetime, it's about, I'm up to 22,420,000 watch hours, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. As far as for those of you who are interested in doing YouTube and want to kind of understand what those numbers bring about, it took me over 2 years to get monetized. So I've only been monetized for just over a year, or just under a year probably. And I'm averaging anywhere between 70 and I think the most money that I've made in a month is about 120 bucks. So it's not very much money. And, you know, I don't get a whole lot of traffic on my channel, nor do I have a ton of subscribers, just to give you context. Now, I do want to share for those of you who may be considering doing a YouTube channel. These are a few things that I've learned in my time over these 3 years. So number one, you have to have thick skin. You can't be overly sensitive here on YouTube. You're going to get a lot of people that that people label as trolls that attack you and criticize you and say all kinds of things. And they may criticize you for something that you may see on another channel. But the reality of the matter is you have to have thick skin. You have to be able to let it roll off your back like a duck in water, if you will. Now, personally, I would probably give myself a D in this area, because there have been some times where maybe I read something or saw something that was a bit spicy for me, and maybe I attempted to clap back to some degree. You know, being a Christian, you're not supposed to do that. So I would probably give myself a D. I could do better in that area. Now, obviously, YouTube gives you the ability, if someone is really out of line, you could just block them from your channel, and I don't have a problem doing that if that's what I need to do. The next thing is don't get sucked into the negativity. You're going to misspeak. You're going to mispronounce things. You're going to, you know, say the wrong thing, maybe do something that you may be a little bit ashamed of later. Just because people criticize you in a negative way, try to spin it into a positive in some kind of way. If you need to take a step back for a while, take a deep breath. But the bottom line is, don't get caught up in the negativity. It's not going to help you, because at the end of the day, I look at it like a sporting match. When you watch football, they never see the first person swing or take a swing. They always see the second person. That's the person that gets caught. And so you have to see yourself as being that second person. If you clap back, people are only going to see you. They're not going to see the person that started it. They're going to see you. And that's something that I've experienced for myself. You have to have patience. So I'm a small YouTube channel, and I've put up videos that have single-digit views, you know, on this channel. And I don't get embarrassed and pull them down, because I know it's a growing process, and, you know, I don't mind people seeing the full gambit of my channel. And so you just have to have patience with yourself and just keep at it if this is something that you want to do. If you're not a specialist in any kind of area, like I'm not, as far as the things that I do my channel about, it is a lot harder. It is a lot harder if you don't niche down. It is a lot harder when you do random videos about different things, because your video may not get put in the algorithm. People may not see it. People may not share it. So that's, you know, it's just a difficult thing. But I think that it's beneficial for you to try different things when you decide you want to try to do YouTube, because you never know what's going to click or flow for you. Now that leads me into my next point, is if you have a regular job, many of you know I work as a registered nurse, don't touch your regular job. Don't touch it. I know there are people that do it. I know, you know, my wife even talked to me about it. It's like, why don't you do a channel about nursing or whatever the case may be? And I always remember this saying about, like if you put a dog in a kennel, like a small, like travel kennel, and I've always heard this saying, I don't know if it's 100% true, but it, you know, sounds reasonable, that a dog does not take a crap and eat in the same environment, you know, unless they can't get out. And so basically what I'm saying is, you know, if you have a job that's blessing you, that's paying you a good salary, just keep that stuff out your mouth, you know? I mean, you could say little things here and there, like I do allude to the fact that I'm a registered nurse, but I don't even want to touch anything in my career to jeopardize the thing that puts me in a position to be able to like buy the tools and the electronics that I buy. The number one thing for me is my main job. Never put your main job on the back burner. It should always be first. You should see YouTube for what it is. It's just a secondary thing, possibly a hobby, maybe a potential to make a little bit of income on the side. Never make the mistake, in my opinion, of trying to put the cart before the horse. If your regular job gives you the ability to be able to buy a camera, to buy a computer, to buy the things you need to do a YouTube channel, great. Never forget that. It was your day job that got you there. So always respect that. The next thing is, if you're getting low views on your video, all right? And I get low views all the time. And even if you get thumbs down, so on and so forth, just try to let that stuff roll off your back. If you're getting low views, the way I deal with low views on my videos is I think about it from the standpoint of, imagine the amount of people watching your video at home in your kitchen. All right? Just envision that for a second. If you only get 10 people to watch your video, even 5. I don't know if you have a huge kitchen, but imagine 5 or 10 people in your kitchen interacting with you. It really makes your kitchen a lot smaller. So don't belittle a low view video. And if you have to, use your bathroom. If you only get 3 views on a video, picture those 3 people in the bathroom with you at the same time. You know, nothing crazy, but just imagine, I'm talking about space here. So never underestimate even one other person viewing your video. If you only get one person to thumbs up your video, that's one other human being that is not you, that is able to resonate and identify with you and your perspective and your, you know, what you're saying. Next, this is a very important one, in my opinion. Protect your marriage. Protect your relationship, protect your children. YouTube is a social media platform. It is not worth losing your marriage. It is not worth losing a good relationship. It is not worth dragging your children through the mud. Keep things in perspective. If you don't have something to talk about that's separate between you and your family, then maybe you should reconsider YouTube. It is not wise to drag your family out about social media like that. You know, you can mention them, you can allude to them, but you know, your children have the right to have their own degree of privacy, even if they're children. So give them their space. And as far as your spouse is concerned, do not put, relationships are already difficult. Do not put any undue pressure on your relationship. That's my advice as far as that. Do not do YouTube for money. Even if that's what you're trying to do, in my opinion, you have to find a passion, something that you are passionate for or that you're passionate about, and you need to do that thing and hope that people resonate with what you're putting out. Because if you try to do YouTube for money, I think that you will be sorely disappointed. Are there people that can be successful? Of course. But in my opinion, YouTube is very close to like playing the lottery. There's no guarantee that you're going to be successful. There's no guarantee that you're even going to get monetized. There's no guarantee that you're going to stay monetized. You could say one thing and lose everything. Or your videos and views could just get hidden in the algorithm and you can go from getting tons of views to getting no views. So if you're going to do YouTube, start it off as a hobby first. Don't look at it as an income. This is an important one. Try your best to show your appreciation for the subscribers that watch your channel the viewers that watch your channel, and the people that interact with you in the comments. Do your best to show some degree of appreciation for those people, because they didn't have to take any time out of their lives. So I think it's very beneficial to interact with these people and share back and forth, and just generally in your heart have an appreciation for someone that took some time for you. Now, when you do get the people that we call trolls, you know, you have to make the executive decision on if you want to just banish them permanently or if you want to allow them to be around. Constructive criticism is very useful to help you grow as a person. So like if someone's telling me something that I'm like, yeah, oh, I messed up there, I take that to heart. It may not feel good to get corrected, but I appreciate that. Now, if someone is, you know, being a black man in America, you know, you're always going to deal with race issues, even though there's a lot of people that say, oh, there's no more racism. I mean, that's a bunch of malarkey. But the bottom line is that type of stuff, I don't tolerate it. If I even get a tone of that, you're gone. You're gone. You're going to the next dimension. You're not going to be heard from anymore. And I know, you know, I'm just going to share this little thing. I've been wanting to share this on the channel for a long time. There's a movie called Mississippi Burning. I really like that movie. It's got Willem Dafoe and it's got Gene Hackman in there. And there's a scene, I believe they're riding in the car, and Gene Hackman tells a story to Willem Dafoe about his father. And he said that there was a black man in that town, in his father's town. And that black man worked hard and he eventually bought himself a mule. And he was using that mule, you know, obviously to be more productive and so on and so forth. And what ended up happening was the Willem Dafoe, not the Willem Dafoe, the Gene Hackman character saw the old black man just like walking, moving out of town. And I think the father, basically I think the black man, his stuff had got burned to the ground or something like that. And the Gene Hackman character said he looked at his father, and his father basically, I guess, had some degree of shame because the Gene Hackman character saw it in his face. And the Gene Hackman character's father said, if you're no better than and I'm not gonna, you can fill in the blank, then what are you? And he said at that point he knew that his father burned down, you know, that black man's house or whatever, burned up his property because it appeared that that black man was doing better than him, and it made him self-conscious and it made him lash out. There are people like that in 2024. I've seen them here on this channel. They make the little snide, crafty remarks. Sometimes I overlook it. Sometimes you just get sent to the next dimension immediately. Because at the end of the day, you know, for the most part, this is a free country. And I'm not going to put up with it. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm just going to send you on your way. You know, but there have been so many people that have accepted me for who I am, the skin I'm in, everything, and have offered me, you know, well-wishings and positive comments, and they will outweigh those other people, those negative people, of which I do not even waste my time with. Finally, I want to say, I may have mentioned this before, but don't be afraid to feel out your niche. Don't be afraid. I know there are a lot of channels that are a lot more advanced than me, and they'll say you need to get in a niche and stay in it. Well, if you don't have one, you know, you may have to find that. It may be talking, it may be doing, you know, woodworking, it may be auto mechanics, whatever it is that you do. It may be comedy, you know. Try different things until you find something that clicks for you, that clicks both in your heart and also that clicks for the audience that watches you. I personally don't feel like I've tapped into that yet. I'm trying all kinds of different things, throwing paint up against the wall and trying to see what sticks, because I would like to be successful here on YouTube. But I also, as I've mentioned before, I'm not here to be a character. I'm not here to misrepresent myself. I grew up here in America seeing a lot of people that look like me in handcuffs on the other side of the law for one reason or the other, and I experienced that. every day that I live in this skin. I can go to a store and people look at me a certain way, or follow me around the store in 2024, or clutch their purses. This is just a reality of being a black man in America. That's just, and I don't even really like to say a black man in America, because where's that label? I mean, this beard down here, this is black. This right here is black. This is the color black. This is not black. This is black. Anyways, but we have these labels and these connotations that we put on one another. You know, you would hope that people would see you as a person and for the quality of your traits, as opposed to just what, you know, what paint you're covered in. But we don't live in that kind of world, and that's fine. You know, we all have to make do with the way that the world actually is, and not how we would hope it to be. And the final thing that I would say, try to have fun. If you're not having fun doing YouTube videos, it's not going to last. It's not going to last for you, you know. And that's the final point as far as that. I do want to talk about, you know, myself just a little bit more before I let you go. Here on Daddy Share Space, as you know, I'm a registered nurse. I've been working as a registered nurse for about 20 plus years, close to 25 years. And I decided to start the Daddy Share Space channel because it gave me something to do. I live in a house full of women, you know, my wife and 3 daughters, and I needed an outlet for myself. Having a background as a travel nurse for most of my nursing career in the early beginning, made it to where I didn't set down roots. All the people that I knew from back in Kansas City back in the day, I don't interact with any of them for the most part anymore. So I've transplanted myself to California, where I live now. When you have an opportunity to travel, and all of you that travel, you know this, people are different wherever you go, right? And one of the things I could say about the Midwest, Kansas City, it wasn't perfect by any means, but by comparison to California, the people were a little bit more friendly and a little bit more warm. Now, that's not something that I need. I feel like I'm a fairly adaptable person. However, in a place like, you know, California, where you're talking about, in Kansas, you got about 2-3 million people. In California, you'd like 40 million people. So it can be dog eat dog out here, you know, and you have to really watch your back. Your head has to be on a swivel at all times. Oftentimes when people come up to you with a smile, you gotta put your hands down by your pockets to make sure someone's not trying to turn them inside out. So that's just something that you have to get used to. That's something that I had to get used to coming out here to California. And it has altered my personality to some degree, in the sense that I have to be, you know, quite defensive when it comes to dealing with strangers, because I have a wife and 3 daughters that are dependent on me to make decent decisions and to not expose them to undue or unnecessary harm. So doing YouTube is basically a safe way for me to interact with others. Obviously, it's not natural interaction because I'm talking into a camera, and, you know, yes, someone can type me a response, but it's not a one-to-one interaction. We're not going fishing or doing anything like that. We're not hands-on with each other's lives. But I feel like with this platform, I could do a couple things. Number one, I can inspire people that came from a background like I came from to possibly do something different, because I had an opportunity to go down a bad path, and I chose through choices and through opportunities to do something better. And so, you know, obviously now, you know, I'm an upstanding citizen. I have a good career. I've been in that career for almost 25 years, and I make a decent living, as evidenced by, you know, you've seen some of the tools and some of the electronics that I buy. So I'm doing okay in that way. And I just want other people that are like me to understand that there's more than one way to live. And hopefully I can inspire anybody that may be thinking about living a less safe or a less social lifestyle to consider something different. Another thing that I'd like to touch on is, you know, like with this channel, is life can be very expensive. And over time, because I came from less money, I had to learn how to do a lot of things myself. And I may not be a professional in all these areas, but, you know, I am a DIYer, and I have saved myself a lot of money over the years. And I enjoy when people share their experiences with me so that I can save money. And I want to just basically pay that forward and share my own personal experiences. Now, I haven't figured out how to perfect that formula in a way where it's perfectly entertaining, that it's perfectly articulate, but one of the main things with me is I'm trying to do this as a solo on this channel, on this platform, as a solo creator, right? So I'm creating all of these things out of my imagination, and I'm doing what I think makes sense. It may not make sense, it may not be the best way, but hopefully I'll evolve and grow and things will become more entertaining and more engaging. But for right now, this is what it is. And for each of you guys that decided to watch this video and give it a chance, I want to thank you personally, and I'll see you in my next one. Oh, before I go, the shop is in disarray. I have boxes and tubs and everything everywhere. I'm getting everything sorted out. That's why I didn't do the unboxing today, because I could have done the unboxing of the Incra Rule and the T-Square like in my living room or, you know, in my office. But I like to kind of do that type of stuff in the shop. It seems like it's more fitting there. And so once I get the shop at least get a corner looking halfway decent, then I'll either do that unboxing. And if I get tired, or like say if it's taking me too long to get the shop together, then I'll just go ahead and unbox it in another place in the house. But I'm working on getting the shop together. It's going to take some time. In the meantime, I'll be trying to fill in with different types of content, not really to turn anybody off, but basically, as I've mentioned before, I'm trying to challenge myself to be consistent with making videos, to be consistent with getting comfortable with talking in front of the camera. And, you know, also if I can provide more value, if I can learn how to provide more value, then obviously that's going to make my channel do a little bit better. I think that's all I have for today, guys. I want to thank you for taking time to watch the video. See you in my next one.